Well, g'day, my friends, and welcome to another live show here at Marty's Garden, where we go on a really cool tour to 560 Farms in Lismore. My friend Pepe Fassos, and he's got two big polytunnels that he just built, and one of them's chock-a-block full of organic microgreens growing in compost, and the other has edible flowers. Now, I believe he has the biggest and largest range of organic microgreens in the country, which is just absolutely brilliant. You just gotta love that. And I'm just stoked to actually be able to share this piece of content with you via my show. And thanks, Pepe, for taking me out there and giving me a look at this farm. Now we'll go through the two tunnels. You'll get a look at it. Pepe will break them down for you, and then we'll discuss about why you should be considering growing microgreens and maybe even edible flowers if that interests you on your homestead and your self-sufficiency plan as we work our way to becoming more self-sufficient and away from this dreaded inflation that is hitting us so hard for the cost of everything. Now, you'll learn some good tips out of this, and also I think you'll find it quite enjoyable, and I'll catch up on the comments after we play the video through. All right, so let's roll. Can you introduce us to your polytunnel and tell us what you're growing in here?
Alright guys, welcome. 31 metres that way, 6 metres across, a 4 metre high polytunnel. It's very suitable for year-round growing of microgreens. Grow seasonally, so our varieties will vary between shoulder seasons, summer and winter, but we have 42 varieties flowing throughout the year. So that won't always happen. I won't always have 42, but over the year, 42. But at the moment, there's probably 20 varieties growing behind me. We grow everything from pea shoots, sunflower shoots, to ornamental microgreens, to vegetable microgreens, herb microgreens, whole shabazzle. Even over there I've got some trial chickpea microgreens, and I also do the germinating of seedlings for my market gardens as well.
And you're a drummer because you keep on slapping on your ass, going like that.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, giddy up.
So basically, if someone was going to do something small like this,
yeah,
you know, it's just all to do with scale, right? They use the same size pots,
yeah,
same medium, things like that. So what are you growing in?
I'm growing in an organic medium, so it's a certified organic medium. It's had to be checked by ACO Australia. So, like the tomatoes we saw earlier, I can take you over and show you, but it's a blend of organic compost and a custom blend from Go Grow here at Ballina.
Yeah, awesome. So we're going to have a look in the flower garden next, which is another polytunnel. So
yes.
I'll follow you out that way.
No worries, let's go.
Okay, let's go and have a look.
Let's go
through the tunnel, yeah.
So, here for example is a zinnia. Now, if you were to grow this in your backyard garden, the flowers would be this big. But we grow them in here and are constantly deheading them, which gives you a value add product of a dried petal leaf. So we de-petal and we sun dry them in these actual tunnels, and then we have another product. So by pruning them constantly, you're getting a smaller flower. But overall, all the way back, we've probably got about 30 varieties of different flowers, Marty.
Right. Which ones would be best to grow at home for like taste and colour and flavour?
Okay, there's
Any
one
you recommend for home gardeners?
There's one particular one that won't come into season till autumn. That'll grow through winter and into spring. And
Don't say nasturtium.
No, mate. No, nasturtium's like old school.
Yeah, it's good though.
It's beautiful, but no, this one is just a viola, and it's very simple to grow, very pretty, and very abundant flower. But for your summer, a simple one is a dianthus, hey? There's so many different colours. I've done a bit of pruning on these ones, but they're just, you know, they've got a floral, perfumey type flavour in your mouth, and they end off grassy, but beautiful in your salads. Just, you pull off the petals, mix them through. You don't have to eat the bottom. That tends to be your bitter part. but the petals are absolutely delicious. And actually, the darker parts, just a little fun fact, are more nutritious than the whiter parts. All darker flowers have a higher nutritional value.
Looks amazing in here.
Thanks, mate. We've got some chrysanthemums that shouldn't be flowering, but
yeah, they're a winter plant.
Yeah,
aren't they?
exactly. So I'm trying to get the best out of them, but they'll probably go to sleep shortly. These little hybrid carnations are amazing. If you're making a cake or having some patty cakes for your kid's birthday, or you're having a cocktail party, that's a winner. Now this one here I'm pretty proud of. I'm sorry I've got none to show you, but it's a chocolate cosmos. Now it's just starting to come out, but it smells like chocolate, and I can't.
Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy, and won't taste like chocolate, but it smells like it. So we just mix them up in a box and send them out to the chefs. A lot of them, just a little business tip, they like them small. They don't want the big flowers unless they specifically ask for a cake flower that's large. You do that, but majority of chefs like them small.
Just to make like a dainty little bit of colour, just to
that's right, mate.
Prep things up and add value to their plate so they can charge more.
Exactly, and they're floating them in drinks, or they're pulling it apart for a cake. They don't. Yeah, work with your chef, not you tell them what's happening.
Brilliant. So what size containers are most of these growing in, and what are they growing in? Like what type of medium?
Oh, okay. It's the same medium as our microgreens, really. Well drained.
Which is, can you tell us again?
Yep, it's a compost and a bark blend that I'm happy to show you that we're mixing actually at the moment. So, and it offers you retention of water and your drainage and a high
so
NPK value.
What size pot have we got here?
Damn good question.
That would be 20 litre, would it?
Yeah.
A bit more than 20 litre. I'd guess, if I was to have a guess, I'd say I'd say that'd be about 20.
Yeah. So that's a 300 mil across anyway.
Okay.
And yeah, these ones, as I said earlier, they like to stay out of the rain, the wind, or they tend to get damaged. And we need them so much that it's safer to grow them inside.
And so we're talking about this growing in a polytunnel here. So it's plastic cover. What size is the tunnel again?
31 meters long, 6 meters wide, 4 meters up. So it's very high, your humidity's going up. So you can get some ferns going and move that air through here. But through the winter, absolute gold. But here in a subtropical zone, needs a little bit of tweaking to keep that airflow and those high temperature days to keep the temperature down.
Okay, so top 5 varieties.
Top 5?
Yeah, top 5 varieties.
For a beginner?
Yeah.
As I said before, the dianthus. So here's a lovely pink one. Definitely a viola. Then you look for your your carnations maybe. But zinnias are amazing, and they've got a massive variety of colours.
And nasturtium.
Nasturtium, yep, definitely. And lastly, something common is calendula, and it's actually a medicinal flower, but it's a beautiful big yellow flower. I don't have it in here.
Yeah.
But very easy to grow.
Wonderful. Thanks for showing us around.
No worries, matey.
Top stuff. Yeah, thanks, Pepe, for taking me out there. And we'll get him on the show again in the near future and pull up a few videos and have a good chat with him. Yeah, about maybe, like some homesteading practices and things like that. He's been living that way for many years now with 8 children, raising their own food, and it's just been absolutely amazing to see. And I was a microgreens farmer. I ran a farm for a couple of years, and I had my YouTube channel running here, and people used to watch the content here. And Pepe was one of those people, and he learnt from me, and then we sort of helped mentor him a little bit through to get his farm up and running. Now he's just absolutely just charging. He's doing so good, and it's just wonderful to see someone like that after, especially like they lost the whole house was underwater from the floods, and they lost everything. So you just got to admire the heart of a lion to pull back and start again. It's just absolutely amazing. What we're going to do now is I'm going to pull you over to a Pinterest page, and I've got it here. I'm just going to share it on during the live here, and hopefully that pulls up nice and well. Now you can see lots of different microgreens there, right? And the one with the red and green wide leaf, that's a red vein sorrel. It's a like a sour one. So there's all these different flavors, and basically what it's doing is it's the plant. If you harvest it before it reaches the third tendril, so you can go from first to second tendril, holds the flavor of what the material would be. So a radish, as example, would taste like a radish. And I grow my purple sangos all the time here, and I'm lucky to have a lot of seed. I got a lot of seed from Pepe just recently, but I do save my own seed from certain plants, and then I grow them again as microgreens and as baby leaf, and then I mature them on and grow them as mature plants as well. So microgreens actually aren't that hard to grow, and hopefully we can pull something up here and give you a bit of a look at one of the pots. Let's have a look at this one here. And I'll show you one way that people grow it. Now this isn't organically, this is hydroponically, but you can grow them like this on organic pads. So stick with me. You can see that these ones are probably growing on a rock wall, and that one you could be, these are like the arugula varieties of brassicas and things like that, super healthy, and you have a crop within about 7 days, 7 to 10 days. The ones that take a bit longer can take about 2 weeks, but like sunflowers, as Pepe said, and the radish, 7 days you can be up and running. And so I'll give you a look at another sort of block here. You can see that's growing in like a cocoa fiber block or something like that, along those lines, and that's another way to grow it. And so I do have, if you go into my channel and type into, can you hear my chickens in the background? I don't know if you can, but yeah, you go to my channel and type in how to grow microgreens in Marty's garden. It'll come up with some really quick 3 to 5 minute tutorials on how to grow these at home organically and get really good results. But I'll give you a bit of a rundown now. So we'll go back into, we'll stay here on Pinterest and pull up some more microgreens. All right, let's go here for the red amaranth. Now these ones have a bit of a sour flavor as well. We'll get a better look at it for you. And but they look so beautiful on the plate, and they provide a lot of nutrition. If you know the history of amaranth, it was around before corn. In the days of the Aztecs, they grew amaranth, and they grow a lot of different types of amaranth as food crops for pigs and chickens and different things. And I grow it as a cover crop, really tall, to provide shade to plants down below in my permaculture garden, and it produces the most beautiful flower you've ever seen. Wow, it is absolutely just killer. Anyway, before we go into it much further, let's go back to me here, and we will pull across some comments. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we can really, if we have, I think the time factor is the biggest one. You buy the seed in bulk, or you can start, like if you grow things like basil and things like that, and different plants like rocket and those sort of ones along those lines, they produce a lot of seed, and so you can actually like collect the seed and grow microgreens and grow baby leaf and then grow the mature plant on, such as the ABC method that I teach. And if you want to ask about the ABC method, please fire away. Let's pull across some comments here, and thank you for about the microphone. I just saw that before the comment, and you got to remember to turn that off and back on, otherwise people don't hear me. Still getting used to this software, but I'm trying to get a live show out nearly every day so I can practice, I can get better at this, I can connect with you guys and share some value at the same time, and really start bringing these live shows better. It's just a matter, it's like anything, right? You just got to practice and get better I got another little light happening here, lighting up. It's not a great light. I've got a better light coming soon to lighten up my face a bit more. We'll work on backgrounds and different things and get things looking much better over time. So good to see you here, guys. Thanks so much for popping in. And it's always nice to see everyone here. We just got some seeds for microgreens, but no idea what or how to do it. So basically, it's just like raising seeds, except you grow them more in sort of more, you're putting more in, right? And quite thick. So you're covering the whole base of your little pot. And then you cover it with a bit of vermiculite and you block it out, you block out the light. So when they grow up, they actually shoot up for the light. And then you take the lid off and allow for them to green up, photosynthesize, and then you can harvest. It's very, very simple, actually. Much easier than people make out to do, and super duper nutritious for you. And they look great, like on the plate. Like, let's go back. We'll go back to this one here, and hopefully they can show something on the plate here. Let's go back again. We'll keep going back. Bear with me for a second. We won't be long here. Now, if we look at this one, see, this is what I do quite a lot, is I actually, I plate it on my food, and it ends up becoming, can be like anywhere from 5 to 10% on my plate as a part, and I also mix it into my salads. So, oh, hang on, it didn't come across. Sorry, guys. There it is. That's called the poke bowl. So I think they've got some pea shoots on there. But oh no, they're radish. They're radish ones, just not the purple ones. They've got like a red stem. And they really add a lot of flavour to your food. And the radish being a brassica, yeah, becomes a superfood. I'm about to just go and harvest some today to put on my lunch. And so I'm pretty excited about that. And now that I'm making like a breakfast toast, I'm having tomato and cucumber, olive oil, salt and pepper, and now I've got some more microgreens growing, a couple of microgreens on top of that as well. So going to harvest the cucumber and the tomato every day, and yeah, it's just wonderful. Like that's 50% of the food coming out onto my plate in the morning. All I've bought is the toast and the olive oil, obviously, but yeah. So if you look at that, it looks really pretty. That's like a Japanese sort of style dish, and yeah, very, very cool, I believe. Anyway, let's pull myself across here, and we'll keep scrolling down with the messages. Now, yeah, let's pull across a couple of messages here. Make sure I turn off the mic. Done that. Yep. Good morning, my friend. Another worm farming channel from Australia. Welcome all the way from Western Australia, actually. Doing some good stuff over there. I prefer this software big time. Yeah, it's getting better. As I said, it's a zillion times more expensive, but the concept is to really start producing a really much better, high quality show, and start getting in guests, and running videos in the background and sharing screens, and at the same time I can actually you can see my little thing going down below there talking about becoming a worm wrangler, and to build the membership area up, because basically for a while there it was like gaining 9 a month and losing 9 a month. They're sitting right on the same sort of thing, and I really want to start frigging ways to add more value into the members area too. But like, by me producing more content and hopefully bringing more education out to everyone and things like that, people want to then become a worm wrangler just to help support the channel, because it's only $5 a month. You can choose anywhere from $1 to $2 to $5, or you can just access the courses for the $5 and then go back and just go back to $1 or $2 a month or something like that, whichever the levels are. But obviously you get different things for the levels, and we are looking at the possibility of starting a Facebook group if it doesn't become too time consuming for Worm Wrangler members. Let's pull across here. The seed I got was Microgreens garlic chives. Microgreen. Yeah, so basically they're nearly the same seed. So you can just grow them on. Grow some as microgreens and then pull some out and then grow them on as mature plants. And so you just plant a lot into those little pots like we saw before. I just used the little fake ceramic plastic pots that we get on eBay and just use them over and over again. And when I'm doing big lots, I just grow them in trays. You do need to bottom water them. We'll just go back to another image and see what we can find here. It's giving me some weird stuff there. So we'll have a look at this one. This is a good DIY tray. I'll give you an idea and I'll run down you on that because everyone's got these laying around. And make sure that it's there. We'll just pull me across here to the side so you can get a better look at it. Now that's about, like you don't need that much compost. You just need a couple of inches, and you need to have holes in the bottom of the tray. You need to bottom water because if you top water heavily, they all fall over. Because remember, we're trying to grow them tall to get the height in them so we can harvest. And so when you do that, you also get more food and a softer textured food source as well. So you just need to bottom water from the trays. When you first wet the seed down, you just need to make sure that it's sort of like it's touching the soil surface. I like to use vermiculite and just put a little bit over the top and then cover it over the tray and then water from the bottom. And I just do it in a dark spot. So you can do it in your kitchen, in one of the rooms, whatever, as long as it's warm enough to sprout the seed. So you need water and warmth and seed and soil to basically to germinate a seed, right? Now, I do have in the Worm Wranglers members area in level 2, I've got a full course in there about raising seedlings, doing it organically, using worm farms and worm castings and the worm teas and things to really create an amazing plant. So then they get them super healthy because the worm casting, what it does is protecting the roots around the plant, and the worm casting's pH neutral and it doesn't burn the seedling in any way, and it just gets access to a free food source straight away that you're making at home from your kitchen waste and things like that. So yeah, if you're interested in that type of thing, check that out. There's a link in the description to become a worm wrangler and check out the level 2. If you want to do everything about the worm farming, just go into level 3 and you can access it there. But as I said, you can just do it with recycled containers. Those ones that you get the mints from, they're really good. You just need to pinch some holes in the bottom of it and a little bit of compost in the bottom, sprinkle it on, and boom, you've got some really awesome stuff happening there. All right, so let's pull across some more comments. We'll just remove that for now. Now, if you've come in a bit later to watch the show, I did shown a tour of the 560 farms in Lismore. At the beginning, I had the microphone turned on, so sorry, there was a bit of reverb, but it gets better. And I'm just practicing as I go. So, if I'm only once a week doing a live show, I'm not going to learn quickly. So I'm doing my very best I can to produce something every day so I can get the practice and learn. So let's keep going through the comments. The reason I got garlic chives ones are for in egg sandwiches. Oh yeah. Look, I basically grew a whole lot of garlic chives as microgreens. And then I grabbed the whole lot and then I put them in pots and grew them on. And then I stuck them in the bale garden later on, and now I harvest. So I had 3 harvests. I had like the microgreens harvest, then I went through and did a baby leaf harvest from them, and then I had some left and I planted them into the bales, and now I go through every few days and I harvest from my bale garden a flat leaf one, which I just love, and I use it on pizza, I use it in stir fries. Oh man, I put it on toasted sandwiches. Like all types of stuff. Yeah, just absolutely love it. It's a great one. And as I said, if you do those 3 steps, you end up with quality food growing on for months and months. Okay, let's go. Hello everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Pinball Wizard, nice to see you here, mate. I have normal garlic chives too. Yeah, awesome. Well, as I said, generally they're the same seed. It just depends on the variety that you're growing, and they'll do the same thing. I thought I may use a tray, but my grapes also come in from the shop. I don't really understand that. Hey, Pepe. Yeah, look, I didn't want to bother you, mate, because you're so busy. But we're gonna have look, I've got these stored in here, and so we'll have a chat and get you on and do an interview um, soon, and we'll play one of the videos inside. At the moment, I'm just doing this to teach people and to do some test runs and things like that. Yeah, and go for it. But we do have a link right there. I don't know how to get it to you right at this very moment, but if you wanted to come on, but it's anyway, it's probably a bit too rushed, and we can get you on at another time for sure. But good to see you, mate. And the first 30 seconds I buggered it because I had the microphone on, so we had reverb. So when I get you on next time, we'll be running it much better. My issue is I can't get eggs at the moment. One of them things inside, one of those things. Oh yeah, I hear there's a big problem with eggs a lot of places. One of my chickens is yeah, one of my chickens has got on the nest and got all clucky. Took me about a week to sort her out to get off, and then she started eating the eggs at the end, um, which was just a nightmare. And then the others stopped laying eggs for some reason. So yeah, I sell them to my neighbours, and then we have a few for ourselves. And so, but at least they are the best eggs in Byron Bay. I must say though, they are so yellow and tasty. And I'll probably have eggs on toast for lunch today with a little bit of parsley from the garden, some garlic chives, cut little basil leaves, and I've got some microgreens growing, which I got the seed from Pepe. Thanks for that, mate. The red sango radish. Now let's go into back into Pinterest here, and we're going to type in red sango radish microgreens, and I'll pull that up for you in a second. Just give me a second while I just type that in there, and we will get that across for you, and hopefully it pulls up. Let's have a look and see if it's given us some options here. So this is one of my favorite ones, and we will get this across. So we'll give you a couple of looks at them so you can see the top here. Let's have a look. I just got to get across to it, and there we go. So if you look at that, at the top of that, just absolutely beautiful. I'll give you another look. That's I think that might be purple basil. Let's go back because they get it mixed up sometimes in here in Pinterest for what they're doing. But I did see some good ones here. Red sango radish. Here we go. Let's have a look at those. How good do they look, right? And and I'm sure if Pepe's still there, he'll let us know. Give us a rundown in the chat box about how beneficial these are, right? Like they're just the bomb, basically. I think there's something anywhere from like most microgreens are anywhere from 6 to 40 times more nutrient dense than the parent material. And as I said, these ones have got like a radish flavour, and I just absolutely just love them. They're just they're just great. They're one of my favourites. And also, I'm doing some research on arugula rocket recently, and they are the really good heart health apparently. So what's happening now, is speaking with Pepe about it, is that not only are these going out onto plates for restaurants and people are growing it at home as a part of their food source, but now it's starting to get recognized as highly nutritional. And if you want to use the word superfoods, you can do so. Yeah, so just absolutely amazing. And Pepe said, yep, he'll watch the rerun. Thanks, mate. And as I said, I'd love to get you back on the show soon, and we can, yeah, do some more really cool stuff. And yes, they are yummy, Cheryl. There is no doubt about that. Now, we have something very amazing, and I didn't expect this at all, but thank you so much, Pepe, for this. $50 super chat. It's just amazing. And as you said, your content is helping many. This is priceless. Here's some love for your efforts. Thank you so much, mate. You're a champion, and we all love you, especially me. And thanks again. It really does help. And once we get the software sorted a bit more, hopefully I'll get some sound effects in here. I need to speak with this company and go, how come there's no quick sound effects in here so I can go, yay? Because normally we have the clapping hands and some music going on and things like that. But we'll work on that. I'm sure that's somewhere sitting in this software. So thank you very much, Pepe Fasos, for the $50 super chat. Now, if anyone would like to provide a super chat, you'll find it at the bottom of the chat box there in YouTube there. And believe me, this every little bit helps the Marty's Garden show stay alive and up and running. All right, so let's keep on moving here. We'll go back. Now, I want to show you, we'll type in arugula microgreens. This is one of my favorites as well. Arugula. There we go. We call it different name here in Australia. We call it rocket. But let's get it up here and give you a look at it. Now, these are all grown pretty much the same. You can have the same sort of compost and growing methods and the same sort of trays and things like that. You can even grow it on just on tissue with some worm juice. And if you've even got a little bit of hydroponic around and you want to do it that way, you can. I sort of more recommend going more the organic way. You can actually just go, look, I've done it just with paper and water. Well, let's have a look at this. And this is one of my favorites for sure. Look how cool that is. It's just growing a little container there. Now that little container is probably only about yay round or whatever, and about yay high, a couple inches high. But you don't need a lot of it. See, this is the thing. Like, you get a couple of big lettuce leaves, and you might have a little bit of noodle or something wrapped inside, and it's just a sprinkle. So you might use like 1/8 of that or whatever, because the rocket flavor is much stronger than what the parent material is, and also the amount of food that the nutritional value that you're getting from it is immense. And like I said, I'm just doing some research by a very I need to be able to quote the name of the doctor, but a health practitioner, and he does a lot on heart health. And you know, as I'm sort of growing more food here, I want to learn what I'm consuming and the reason why. And since I've been eating more fresh food, I am feeling much better. And you know, my skin's clearing up, my eyes are clearing up, things like that. And you know, you just can't beat living food. And microgreens is, you just cut it and you're chopping it and putting it straight on your plate. So really, if you got such a small space and you really don't have enough area for growing food, you can just grow microgreens and baby leaf. Now, just before Pepe splits, we'll just get this across here, because he says the new science is showing high levels of N-acetylcysteine sulforaphane. It's lots of microgreens. The dark leaves variety have not high nutrient density. I have lots to say, but I'll save that for the live. Thanks, mate, for sharing that. Yeah, so much in it, and we can get that next time we have Pepe come on. We can cover that much deeper. Got a split, bro. Got 2 Argentinian peeps working. Need to be supervised. Onwards and upwards. Blessings to you, my friend. God bless, and all the best out there with those new guys helping you get some of the work done on the farm at 560 Farms in New South Wales, Lismore, in the Northern Rivers, Australia. So let's go back to, now if you've got any comments, I just keep saying let's go back, but I'd love to hear what you guys would like, you know, have got to say. Are you growing any microgreens? Have you ever tried it? Are you considering doing it? Have you never done it and would like to try? Have you got any questions about it? Maybe you're in a certain climate at the moment and you think, oh, hang on, I'm indoors, I'm out, you know, it's too hot, it's too cold. Anything like that along those lines, I'm happy to have a chat with you and yeah, and bring it to you. You know, we're actually I'm live actually on Twitter and Facebook at the moment. Now, I haven't checked in my fan page, Marty's Garden fan page, to see if it's working. because I'm a one-man show here, but I did some runs this morning, and it was going through. But people aren't used to me live streaming in Facebook, so I haven't really had many comments or anything come through. But again, I just want to thank Pepe for that $50 super chat. Just absolutely awesome, and it'll keep us going into the new year. Through this year. All these little bits help. I have troubles with mold. Okay, so the mold basically is not enough airflow, or you're growing it too deep, too compacted. So you can also get mold problems if it's too damp with minimal airflow. So you need to have, when I use the trays, I make sure there's a lot of holes in the bottom of the trays, and I make sure that there's also really good airflow at the same time. So the next lot that you do, just don't put as much seed in. Try and give it a bit more airflow and go. You do have problems with different crops and things like that from time to time. So some are much harder than others to grow. But the ones that I recommend at the beginning are sunflower. Now, sunflower is probably one of the ones that could have problem with mold, but it's an easy one once you get it going. I don't know if that makes sense, but it is an easier one. You just got to not grow it so compacted. So sunflower, all the radishes, and then the brassicas. But my one is the arugula rocket is the one that I really like. So keep those three in mind. Now also pea shoots, you need to sort of have them a bit more sparsely spread out in the planting. So if they're compacted and the pea nodules touching each other, there's no air getting through between each pea pod in the soil or the compost, and then there's more chance. So airflow is the way to go. Let's pull this other comment. Pinball Wizard, closest I've been to microgreens is sprouting grains for chooks. It's basically the same method, right? And sometimes when you're sprouting grains for chooks, though, you're just doing it in the full sun and allowing them. But if you cover it over with a lid, they grow taller. And so it's basically the same thing, mate. And if you've done it successfully, you'll have no problem growing microgreens for sure. And like I said, if you want to grow lots, get a tray, do it that way, a bigger tray. But start off small first with just some little plastic trays, trial it a little bit, and then just get better at it slowly, and you'll be fine. Struggled with that, sorry mate. Let me know if you got any questions with the struggling of that, because I don't know if that's for me or what that's related to. I'm going to find you on Facebook, and then can hopefully send you pictures of what we're working on, me and others, as I can't do that here. Okay, so that's in my fan page. I'm not in there a lot at the moment, but as I said, we're looking at the possibility of creating for Worm Wrangler members to a Facebook group. So I just haven't got around to that yet. What I'm doing is one step at a time. I need to practice this software and get better at it, and these live shows, getting them out there and running them smoothly. So people want to watch them as reruns as well. So that's one of my goals here at the moment. And then we'll probably look at that later on down the line. But yeah, I want to look at people's things and stuff like that. But mostly it'll have to be for members, because I just won't have the time to look at everyone's stuff along those lines. Here we go here. How do we go here in Oz with government regulations for selling? So the government regulations for microgreens basically are the same as like baby leaf products. So depending on what state you're in. But you can sell them in pots. This is how they get around it now. They sell them in pots as a plant. And then once the plant's gone out and sold, it's sold as a plant. And then it gets around that angle. But Pepe's got a big place where he goes through, and they mostly with baby leaf they wash it in chlorine, but organic guys don't. They hit it with light, and it kills all the bad bacteria and things like that. But if you want to sell it, you can sell it in pots, small pots. But when I was selling it, as long as it was fresh and it was healthy, and it was, a good quality product. I was bagging it and selling $5 bags in sandwich bags, and I didn't have any problem with that. And I'd speak with people and let them know what that was sort of going on there. And we got a super chat here from Cheryl Hauker. Thank you very much. I think this should be about $6. Not sure again, not much, but a little at a time as you're teaching me. Look, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. And as I said, we don't have the music today or anything. We'll just give you a bit of a clap and say thank you very much. It does all add up, these little bits and pieces, and makes a big difference. So thank you very much, and awesome stuff. Okay, we'll keep moving down through here. It's there. As I said, we just pulled it up. So thank you very much again, Cheryl. It's just very kind of you. If anyone would like to leave a super chat, it's available in the bottom of the chat box. And as I said, every little bit helps keep the Marty's Garden Show alive and up and running. And Cheryl says, yeah, that's a good benefit for members. You'll be able to be able to send you stuff. Doesn't mean you need to do anything special or take your time, just when you have it. Yeah, I think, like I said, I'd really like to do it once I get used to running these live shows. And then I've got to see, because I'm going to study. I start in about 2-3 weeks, and I don't know how much the workload's going to be, because I already done a certificate 4 and I'm going back over some work stuff again. So I might be able to, first few months, just fly through it because I've already done it once. But we'll see. Love that you're learning the software and go rocking it. Well, you got to just do it, right? It's like when you start playing soccer or whatever. You're a kid, the more games you play, the better you get at it. And it is a struggle. As I said, the first part of the video, I had the mic turned on and we had some reverb, and that will, people come in to watch the reruns that don't know me very well. They'll either scroll forward or they'll just disappear. And so the concept is try and produce a good quality product of a show. And then I'm hoping that in the near future, well, I know in the near future they're bringing out podcasts, and then they'll actually take my audio, extract my audio and send it out to the rest of the world. And that will just be brilliant. But I don't know too much about that as of yet. Oh, the super chat's always struggles. No worries, but thanks again. Much appreciated. Neuron tried to grow microgreens, crash and burn. By far the most bang for your buck. Your comments have been very helpful. Probably didn't pay enough attention to the process. Eager to get it right. Just treat them like seedlings, mate, and just start off small. And I do have, there is a video in here. I think if you type in red sango radish microgreens, or just type in how to grow microgreens Marty's Garden in my channel, it'll show up. And it shows you step by step how to do them. And I've got a lot of old videos going back if you want to consider doing it as a business. Like the video quality isn't as good. It was before I started studying film and things like that. But the education is very valuable. And as I said, it helps someone like Pepe Fassos get up and running. Tried to grow, yeah, so we got that. So let's keep rolling. Need to shoot on this old boy, needs his beauty sleep. Until next time, mate. No worries. Sleep well, Pinball Wizard. And thank you so much for watching all my videos, all the support, and saying hello in the comments. We've got 11 people watching at the moment. We had up to about 19 at one stage, I believe. Did anyone leave any thumbs up? Did you give me a thumb? If you got value out of it, please leave a thumbs up. If you're enjoying the process of me learning here, making the odd mistake, and getting this content out to you, then I thank you very much for it. And I believe that from what I'm hearing in the comments and people writing to me in different formats, they're getting a lot of value. You're getting a lot of value out of it, and so thank you very much. Okay, let's keep rolling here, and we will just change the captions down the bottom, and that's now it goes to starting a worm farmer beginner's guide. I just love it how it does that. It's, obviously it just helps me. If someone drops in, watch for 30 seconds, that someone goes, oh, I'd like to see that, and they can check out the ebook that's available at Amazon now. So yeah, and I think we've sold, as of a couple of days ago I checked, we had sold 7 copies. So who knows, when spring hits in the States and things like that, maybe we'll be selling a few more. Let's go across back and have a look at some more microgreen ideas. We're going to type in, I'll just make sure it's popped up there. We're going to type in microgreens ideas. And you will see different ones. Let's have a look at some different ones. Look at this microgreen salad. This is what I'm talking about. We'll have a look at this. Look at that microgreen salad, man. Like, that is, it's just, the flavor in these things is just absolutely the bomb. It is just, you just can't beat the flavor. And when you're like, if you've got some cabbage and some different things, and you know, you can make these just these salads that you would pay a lot of money for in the restaurants. Just absolutely just awesome. And have a look. So you can see someone here, they're growing it in their little plastic trays, and they've got about maybe 8 different varieties growing there. You can see one, so I think that's a purple stem, red stem radish, and then you can see the purple sango there, and they've got some other brassicas and things around the outside. And you'd be surprised how much you actually get from just growing off this little table. Now the biggest thing is the seed. That is where the expense lies down. So you need to find suppliers that sell in bulk, and you know, you buy like some serious seed amount, and then once you got it up and running, you know how to do it, and the seed lasts you for years, and you just buy it from seed suppliers that supply farms and things like that. So if anyone wants to know, I don't have the name that I use straight away, but I'll leave it in the comments if someone leaves a comment down below the video, and then we'll dig it up and provide it for you. Let's have a look at some more microgreens ideas here. I want to show you. Let's have a look. Look at this. I think they're beans. They're mung beans. Now, some people might like the mung green beans like this. I found them a bit chewy myself, but a really easy one to grow. And all the beans, you can grow them like this and eat them. My favorite one are the pea shoots. So we're going to have a look at some pea microgreens now. Now they could be classed as a sprout because you can actually grow them much longer than second tendril. But they, you know, obviously they call them a lot of that. So we'll just have a look at this image here. And you can see the guy, and this is honestly, like, I've grown them like this too. Big, massive trays. And there's so much food there, you can believe. And, you know, like, you're just holding it in your arms. And that would be enough to feed about 50 people, you know. It's just, and the nutritional, and they taste just like eating peas, except you're getting more volume out of it. And so, as I said, you use the ABC method that I was talking about. So you sprout some as microgreens, and then you let them grow a bit further and eat them as a pea shoot sprout, and then you save some and grow some on to grow peas at the end, and you end up having, like, you're only sprouting one lot, and you end up having lots of food for quite some time. So let's go back here and have a look at some more. I quite like this image here. It'll give you a good look at sort of like the tendrils. And then we'll scroll down a bit. I'll just go across to the Pinterest page and just scroll up a bit, and we can see there. They're absolutely delicious, and you don't need a lot of them, and you can grow the peas and collect the seed. Now you got to take the time and put everything in. But if you're into homesteading and self-sufficiency, peas are a really good one to do. Now they used to sell dried peas on the shelves at Woolies, and I used to do mine that way. But now you can only buy split and broken peas and stuff like that. So if you can buy a dried pea somewhere off the shelf somewhere in one of the shops, that will grow an awesome sprout just like that along that way. All right, so let's go back to me here. And let me know, like, are you getting a nice clear image? I had to speak with Restream this last night for about an hour to try and fix up this image. It was very blurred in the last one, and I found that I was only coming through in something like 480p, I believe. Now we're running at 1080p, trying to get the lighting a bit better and produce a better image overall. So let me know if the sound should be coming through. The image is not too bad. To me, it looks a little bit dark from this side, but sometimes I see something different to what you guys see. Yep, interested where you get your seed from. Okay, I'll need to type it at later on when the video is re-released. Type it in the comments box down below, anyone that wants to know, and I'll drop it in there. And yeah, Pepe Fassos uses the same company as well. Yeah, Alison, got you, mate, joining the worm gang, as I call it. Yeah, the worm wranglers. All right, so Marty, do they grow back? Yes, certain crops do. Certain ones are one cut, so like a radish would be the one cut. But as I said before, if you're growing the radish ones, you take some out and then you can put them into another pot somewhere else, or into a bale like I do, or a raised bed, and grow them on right near the end, so you just don't eat them all. And then you've still got some seedlings to do. But generally, like arugula rocket, things like that, they're pretty much one cut. Peas, you can actually chop them and leave a node down the end if you're growing a sprout, not a microgreen, because microgreens are classed as only 2 tendrils, but I like to grow them longer, just to, so they're really giant sprout. And then you just cut and leave a nodule, one leaf, and then you can plant that. And so you eat the top part, and you do it that way. Now, another thing that I've done when I start my hay bales, my bale gardens, is I just, in the winter time, I just get lots of peas and pop them into the top part of the compost, let the roots go down and put the nodules down for the nitrogen, and I just clip them on top and just eat them as shoots that way. That's one of the first foods that I get out with the lettuces and things like that. So there are ways to do it. Just think about like that ABC method that I'm talking about. Okay, and if you've got any questions about the ABC method, please let it go. All right, so here we go. It's making good. Sometimes it's blurred. I think it's to do with my lighting. The lighting's not so good today, but we'll keep working on that and going through. And it can also be on the other end. It can also be the other end, other people's computers as well. So we do the very best we can. But I go back and watch the reruns, and then I can start looking at ways to keep improving. So thanks so much for letting me know. Because it's you guys that actually give me the feedback to help me fix these issues and notice the issues as we're going through them. You might even see a bit of flickering light on my face. That's from the light that I'm using. I've got a better light coming. I've got one on eBay. I bid for it and got it at a really good price. One of those little rings, they're like a beauty ring sort of thing, so I'll be looking more beautiful. As they say. G'day, Michael. Greetings, everyone. Finally made a live show. Good to see you here, mate. Thanks for dropping in and saying g'day. Long-time viewer of the show, Alison Gill. Brilliant idea with planting the pea shoots into the bales to help condition them. Yeah, if you're doing it at the start, you don't get huge long peas, but you can let some grow on, and then you can actually just cut and harvest and eat them, and they taste pretty good. I find that where I am in the subtropics, winter time's really good for doing that. Okay. Yeah, I don't understand the ABC, but I think it's my autism. You don't have to spend your day talking to me. That's okay. Just think of it, so you're growing the microgreens, little sprout, and then you say if you've got it divided into 3 sections, your tray, you might grow 1/3 as microgreens. The other half, other 1/3 you might keep to grow on as like a baby leaf, so a smaller leaf crop. And then you keep the other 1/3 to plant out to become parent mature plants. And that's A, B, C, along those lines. Hopefully that makes more sense to other people, because I'm sure other people are interested in that method as well. And the ABCs, yeah, so we did explain that. We've been running for about 54 minutes now, so that's been really cool. If you haven't given me a thumbs up yet, please do so. And if you're getting value from the show and you've enjoyed something, you've learned it, and you're just finding some good entertainment there, please give us a thumbs up. And if you're watching right through the end, let me know in the comments box down below. I always love to hear from you all. And yeah, if you've got any questions also for if you're watching the rerun, please feel free to do so. And I'm happy to answer a couple more questions before we head off. I'm doing the best I can to run a live show every day, depending on how we go. If it's not me here talking like this, it'll be running out, and I could be even putting out sometimes 2 or 3 videos a day, running tests and trials and things like that. But it'll all be good content that's valuable. Some may not be something that you're interested in, so if that's not the case, just don't watch it. But if you do, please try and watch as much of the video as possible. That just helps my channel quite a lot, build up watch time and show that I'm providing value to my audience. Cheryl, I've learned a lot. I know I've said a lot, but I appreciate it. No, thank you very much. It's all good. I'm here to help, and this is what the live shows are about. And so thank you, Cheryl. Michael, I'm growing wheatgrass for my chickens and worms. They both love these sprouts. That is so true. It's a really good point here. And what I want to do is bring something across, Michael. And thank you so much for sharing this. I'm about to go up to the co-op and buy some more wheat to germinate for my girls as well, my chickens as well. They get a lot of calcium and good minerals and things out of the wheatgrass, and you grow it exactly the same way as you do the microgreens. Now, when I cut on the bottom, and then I let all those roots that are all through that compost, I put them into the worm farm, and as it just starts decomposing, they go crazy on it. I don't know, they seem to like it more than some. That's one of their most awesome favorite foods. And because the compost that's there, so I'm using the microgreens to go back into the worm farms, the compost that I'm using at the end, they're chewing through all the roots and stuff. And then I'm just collecting that again and recycling it back through into pots, into the gardens, back into microgreens pots, raising seedlings, things like that. And yeah, great thing to do. And if you're growing wheatgrass, you generally grow it in nice big trays, and there's a lot of compost in the bottom to throw into a worm farm. They just love it, and it's a great way to recycle. So thanks so much for sharing that, Michael. I've learned a lot, I know, and I appreciate it. It's just, yeah, I think I pulled that up before, but thank you so much. What I do now towards the end of the show, when we get near to the end for the hour, is you can just send your messages across saying goodbye to me and saying goodbye to your friends in here in the show. And if you're watching all the way to the rerun, let's say goodbye in the comments box down below as well. And we will see you, hopefully, if all goes well. I'll be running another live show around about the same time tomorrow. So keep an eye open on my channel. I'll have like a little thumbnail saying when it's out and how long it's away and things like that. Excuse me. And we'll keep on working and practicing on getting these live shows much better and better all the time and bring out the value for you. We'll also be looking at, I want to get some guests on here. So if you watch any other channels and any other live shows, let them know to reach out to Marty if they're into doing organic gardening. You think they can provide some value, we'd like to see them on the show. So yeah, say goodbye, say your thank yous, say goodbye to your friends. I'll pull it across. Unfortunately, we don't have any music to run in the background yet, but you're very, very welcome. And if you're coming to the end, you might even want to leave a super sticker if you're watching back through, or become a Worm Wranglers member and help support the channel that way. What weather is needed for wheatgrass? It's cold here. Just do a little online search for that, but I think 15 degrees would be fine. But you might have to, depending on where you are, you probably need spring. But it doesn't need a high temperature wheatgrass, I believe. So yeah, that would definitely just be in Google for sure somewhere. Sorry, I can't help you with that. And nice. So I love it when people make friends in here and things. As I said, send across your comments saying goodbye, and we will then finish up very soon. And I will go and watch the rerun and check out where some of the errors are and what I can do to keep improving the show. And if all goes well, we'll be back around about 9:30 Sydney, Australia time tomorrow. and I said I probably might run out a couple of more videos tonight, or you never know, I might just sporadically appear and talk about something and practice running the show as well here. And we've got a few more comments, so I'll just keep running this across. And off to the reruns. Thanks, mate. Yeah, you can do it inside. Yep, no problem. You don't need a lot of space. You just need a shelf. Warmth and water and compost is the three things you need to get the best result. All right. 9:30 p.m. UK time. That's good to remember. So yeah, it should be around about 10 o'clock. About 9:30 Sydney, Australia time we run off, depending on the weather and different things and stuff. But I just don't like to make any promises in case something happens. But I'm going to do my best to get onto that one. And so thank you very much, everyone, for coming to watch. Appreciate the support. And you have a lovely day or a lovely evening, a lovely sleep wherever you are. God bless, and we'll see you at the next show real soon. Bye for now.